This short video is from a comprehensive course on Udemy. In this video, we'll learn how to construct effective ChatGPT prompts. Now that may sound complicated at first, but you'll find it's actually really easy to do. And all the interaction that we're going to do with these chat bots is chat-based. And so these are going to be text chats. Now, eventually, you'll be able to use voice and stuff like that. But we're really just focused on constructing chats in an effective way that helps us get the highest quality responses. And again, what we're doing here is going to apply to many of the other AI tools that we look at. So let's start with the very basics. What is a prompt? It's really any question that I want to ask AI. And remember, AI is here to assist us with all sorts of tasks. So the prompt is really instructions that we're giving AI. We're telling it what we want. And if I give it good prompts, then I'm going to get good information back. If I give it poor prompts, then the quality of the response is going to be impacted. So let's look at a few examples of poor prompts that are not really going to give us great results. The first prompt, do you think that social networks are good for children? Well, AI doesn't have opinions. So asking it its opinion isn't necessarily going to give us exactly what we want. Now, it might give us a result that's useful, it might not. But just remember, AI does not have opinions. And in many cases, AI doesn't have data that is up to the day today. So there's a couple problems with the second prompt. Number one, we want to use proper grammar. Number two, we don't want to ask it questions that it doesn't know the answer to. If I'm using ChatGPT, it doesn't know what the weather's like today. So we want to avoid those opinion questions where we're asking AI for its opinion. We want to give it context. We want to give it all of the information that it needs to give us the results that we're looking for. We want to avoid incomplete sentences and poor grammar. So if the sentence that we're giving it, if the prompt that we're giving it isn't structured correctly and isn't easy to understand, there's a good chance we're not going to get the results we want. And then finally, what if we're not getting the responses that we want? What if we're not getting the information we need? Well, we may just be able to fix the prompt, but we don't want to just put the same exact prompt back in. So maybe we want to kind of look at it from a different perspective or think about, hey, what are we not getting back that we need? And modify our prompt to resolve that issue. And then finally, we don't want to share our personal information. So the nature of AI is to constantly learn from information that it's getting and information that it's finding. If you're putting your personal information into AI, that's not a good thing. So don't share your personal information. Okay, so we looked at some examples of prompts that weren't very effective. What are some of the principles that we should follow in order to write effective prompts? Well, we're going to give ChatGPT all of the details it needs to answer the question that we want answered. And we can't assume that ChatGPT knows our preferences. It can't read our mind, at least it can't yet. So we need to let it know our preferences. And we're going to see examples of many of these practices coming up shortly. If we're not getting the answer we need, let's refine our prompt. Let's fix it. Let's try to add more to it. Let's try to give AI the best possible chance to give us what we're looking for. We have to give AI adequate information so that it can come back with the most informed response. And so starting in the next lesson, we're going to look at some good examples of how to give good prompts and some examples of prompts that are not so good and how to fix those.